When I was a kid, I would go with my dad to a grocery store, a convenience store, maybe even a drugstore. We'd be walking hand in hand, of course, whenever we go into the store. I'm just a little guy, so he wants to make sure I'm close to him. You're gonna run a certain errand with your pops going into the store. And inevitably, when you're just a little kid, everything is just kind of glossing over for you. It's a bunch of adult stuff. You're not sure what the purpose of half of what you're getting even is for, or how you would use it, or why you would use it. But you knew that there was one aisle. There was almost always one aisle. Didn't care if it was a grocery store or a drugstore, convenience store that had toys on it. Inevitably, we would end up somewhere in the vicinity. And if I could pull my dad down that row, down that aisle, just for a moment, I would make every effort. Inevitably, as we'd make our way down the aisle, I would do my best sales pitch. Hey, what about this? What about this toy? What about this thing? And then you kind of let him just make the ultimate judgment on it. Can I have this? Can I have that? Maybe it was a piece of candy, maybe some kind of candy, some kind of chocolate, whatever it was. I can't tell you how many times walk into a store and walk out of a store, and all of my requests were either unanswered or seemed to be unanswered, or just a flat out no. When I think about our prayer lives, when I think about the good and the bad that goes on in this life, and the things that we lift up to God, and the things that we ask of God to intercede in our lives, to such a way that the good, the bad, and the ugly, maybe He would limit, or maybe He would bless us in some way, shape, or form, or maybe that He would work things out in such a way that it could be, as we see it, to be a real blessing to us. Some element of our job, or family, our marriage, or something that's going on in our world. And we may feel like oftentimes that the answer we get is either no, or may feel like no answer at all. I just want to remind us and to put out in front of you, God knows exactly what you need. Just in the same way my Father knew exactly what I needed as His son. I wasn't interested in food. I wasn't interested in medicine. I wasn't interested in anything that would keep me healthy or safe, and yet most of the trip centered around what I needed, see? And most of the things that I was asking, oftentimes, if I were to be honest, fell into the category of wants. Dare I even say, many of the things I ask for to this day are wants. Sometimes it's yes, many times it's no. And what I want to keep in front of us is not to miss the big picture in this life when we're walking with our Heavenly Father. Because I have to tell you, one of the most profound memories that sticks with me is not some little Hot Wheel or some little toy or some kind of candy bar or whatever that I either did or didn't get. I can't even tell you any of those things looking back in my memory, but I can tell you this. I walked into that store hand in hand with my Father, and no matter if I got what I wanted or not, my needs were met, and I walked out of that store hand in hand with my Father. And I lay before you as followers of God who may be in a tough spot, in a tough patch, a tough season of your life, that God knows exactly what you need. His timing and His ways are perfect, and you may get yeses and you may get nos, and at times you may think He's not even listening, but don't lose sight of the fact that you walked into this life hand in hand with Him, and He walks with you every step of the way, meeting needs in your life. And ultimately, you will walk out of this life hand in hand with your Heavenly Father, who dearly, dearly loves you.